Hello, everyone. I am Lady Murphy of the House Daily of California South, defender of the project by the grace of Jesus and coffee, author of the AVPM handbook. You are watching, maybe you're listening. Yeah, there it is. And you are joining us for the AV Life.
James King here. Google me, you'll find me, and you are watching and listening to the AV Life.
And I'm your host, Tim Van Wert, coming at you from the great north of New Jersey, that is. And you are watching and listening to the AV Life. All right, folks. So it's just the crew here tonight. We've had a couple weeks of HETMO. We had an amazing virtual conference. Everyone had a blast with that. So we did a couple recordings around there. So you know what? It's just the crew here tonight. So Murphy, James, how we all doing here tonight?
It's just the crew, but this is a very unusual circumstance for me, Tim and James. It's rather rare for there to be only one woman and two dudes.
This is true.
It's not very often.
Yeah.
All right, then. Glad to have you.
I was going to say, there hasn't been an AV Life that has been like this in quite a while.
I know.
Mm-hmm. Oh, fun fact. I have exceeded 175 episodes of the AV Life. Personally, yeah. I know we're at like 330 something on episodes in total, but I picked up at episode 150. So yeah, I've done more as the host of the AV Life than Corey did as the host. So it was a weird feeling for me because I was looking online because congratulations to Joe and to the AV Super Friends and Ed Tech. And there were so many great higher ed podcasts that were named on that one website's podcast listing. And so congratulations to everybody for that. So I was digging through, like, I was like, oh, I want to know what my Apple rating is and stuff like that. So I was like digging through all that. And I scrolled all the way to the bottom of all the episodes for the AV Life. And yeah, we started with episode 150. So that was...
Oh, that's somehow significant.
Yeah.
Nice number.
It kind of worked out. You know, it was a good, nice round, nice even number to start with. And so, yeah, we are in excess of 175 episodes. And there have been a few. I know, Murphy, you took over for me, on one or two occasions. And yeah.
Feeling your amazing responsibilities. It was a difficult thing to do, but I respect what you do to keep us all running together, Tim.
So yeah, it's been and that was in 2020. That's when we all got started while we were still hunkered down at home. And so it's been a fun ride in that respect. And as you pointed out, Murphy, of those times, there's been very few that, the ladies of AV have, not outnumbered the men.
It's a good mix up of people. And the last several times we've had so many guests. Just to say, anybody who'd like to join us for the AV Live, let us know, because we do want to hear from you. We have a kind of an open pod policy.
Yes. All you need to do is ask. That's really all it comes down to. I'm not gatekeeping anything here. We like to have people, other opinions and other voices. We try to be that sounding platform for folks to be here and be heard and be seen. So all right. So are we doing okay tonight? Like, anything going on we want to talk about?
What are you doing, James?
Doing well.
Wait a minute. The weather. How dare we speed ahead? Here in LA.
Skip the weather.
Oh, were you? James is like, come on, get to the point. It's kind of warm here today in Southern California. So I suspect, James, you're experiencing more heat than the rest of the nation. Tim just escaped. He's like, correct. Forget it. I don't want to know about the weather.
Yeah, that is correct. I think they're calling for us to break 80 today and maybe tomorrow. And
Hmm.
we usually don't break 80 this early. So it's good. It's a little toasty.
Yeah, I'm like I haven't had a chance to wear long pants very much this year. And Tim isn't even having to listen to this, but hey, AV happens all over the world, and there's a lot of
Yeah.
climates represented.
And look, I'm not complaining because the East Coast got hammered with the storm. So I'll take the little warm up right now around 80 or so and not have to deal with that snow that the East Coast had.
Yeah, it helps if I unmute.
Okay.
That snow was not fun. That I
Mm.
will say it was. So yeah, we got about 18 inches out of that storm in my area. There are places in New Jersey that got 24 to 30 inches. So I will say we kind of lucked out when it comes to that. But then today it was like 45 degrees, so everything started to melt.
Oh, really?
That's
Yeah.
the worst.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'll take that over the reverse though, where with the one that we got back in January, we've slipped right into a deep freeze after that, where it didn't get above freezing for like 2 weeks. So it stayed and stayed, and then it would get slightly above freezing, so things would start to melt, but then it would all freeze again overnight. So like there was a point I was taking my son outside, like we'd be walking in and out for the house, and he'd want to go walk on the lawn, and he would be able to walk on the snow because he wouldn't sink in because of
Oh,
how
right,
hard
that crust.
that crust was so hard that he was able to do that.
That's fun.
So
And then
yeah.
it's fun when it does break. It's like, it catches you.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what it was like in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom with Short Round on the bridge, and he goes, "Yeah, this is fine." He's jumping on it, and then all of a sudden he's sunk right into the snow. It's like so, just like Short Round on the bridge. He's like, "Yeah, strong bridge," and then boom, the board broke.
Are you getting pussy willows? Because sometimes when it's cold and then the heat comes, the willows will sprout out. Does that happen for you? I don't know if that's
I don't have
in Alaska.
Yeah, I don't have any. There, interestingly enough, in my parents' neighborhood, there is a willow tree, but I don't have one. I don't have one out here. So, it was a little sad though because I got to see my grass for all of
You're like,
I don't know 2 days, and then the snow came and covered it all again. So
winter can be cruel.
I know it's not cruel summer; it's cruel winter. And I probably pissed off a lot of Taylor Swift fans with that, but
Anyway.
So yeah. So but yeah, James, I'll take
I
your.
didn't even think of Taylor Swift. What was the other Cruel Summer? Isn't that
her?
song?
Wasn't that her?
Monte Crew?
It is.
Was that Monte?
It is.
Monte Crew? Cruel Summer? All right,
I was just thinking.
the wrong
I don't know.
one.
I'm probably. Who's am I thinking of then? Hold on. See, now
I
we're
was thinking an 80s song, Cruel Summer.
Yeah, that. I have that in my head, but
Right.
Taylor
But
Swift
Taylor
did one
Swift has
too.
like the album or something.
Okay, maybe
and
that's what it is.
Either way.
Oh, summer. Oh, she does. So she has the song. Yeah. Oh wait, I spelt it wrong. Cruel.
Oh, Bamarama. Sorry,
That's
I totally
it.
Bananarama.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see.
And Taylor Swift does have one as well.
Yes.
He just came out with it, so it hasn't really given us the earworm yet.
Mm-hmm. Well, Bananarama did come. They did have a few like.
They were a thing.
They were a thing, and they had like some. They had some that like were those earworm type, Because there was Cruel Summer. What else was there? Oh, Venus. Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
Oh, see now
we shouldn't date ourselves. We should go. Oh yeah, Taylor. Our album is the best.
Well, and I will say, my mom always made fun of me she didn't make fun of me, but she always laughed because when I was a kid, I would sing along with commercials.
They were
So
catchy.
and right, I always liked jingles, like, they were catchy little songs. And yeah, when you're a a 10-year-old in a car when all you've got is the radio, and 50% of what you're listening to is ads and jingles, like when jingles were a thing, that's what I would sing along with. And this and Venus from Bananarama is
I'm
that
Venus.
old is
I'm
that old
inspired,
Venus
soul desire.
razors commercial.
Mm.
Like they used it for those commercials. So I mean
Right, that's right.
that hit me like more in the 90s when I was more in what's the word I'm looking for? Impressionable teenager. So yeah, that's why that sticks with me.
There you go.
Um, but yes, they have those earworm songs.
Mm. Here we
So
go.
yeah. So Murphy, I heard a rumor. Actually, it's funny because that's a song
Tell
by
me.
Bananarama. That's a
Here we
Bananarama
go
song too.
again. It's a hot night.
I'm sticking with it. And that you have a PM minute for us today.
Oh.
Because we've been without one over the last few
Oh,
weeks.
that's
So
true. That's true. I have returned. I have returned.
yes, the PM miniatures.
I would like to talk about project management. And the point of a project is you have a goal. The project is that you have this thing that you're trying to accomplish that's new in the world. And the project manager comes up and talks with everybody in collaboration with everybody, with the project team, the subject matter experts, and the executive team, and all these. We come together and we come up with a plan. And it's a delightful thing. We're all looking forward throughout the whole project to get to that end, that completion, that goal. Yeah. Then, many, many times, in pursuit of that plan, it breaks. And it's like, we were going to do this thing. So often I'll be like, okay, we've got this plan, we've got it all set up, and something will come up. Perhaps there's a back order. Perhaps there's an enormous weather event. Perhaps something happens in the whole world to derail it completely. This is it is ordinary, but it feels it hurts. It's like, oh, we had this whole plan, everybody's come together, we agreed, we had this excitement, we were all going to have a party, we were going to get it done, we were all going to work through it, and then it comes up, and then it just like, something falls apart. I wanted to say that goal, you can't hang on to it past. Once it is gone, once you realize this is not going to happen, it is not a possibility anymore, I, as the project manager, cannot cling to that. I have to go, this is what we're doing now, and look towards the future facing. If I keep looking back and like mourning what was the plan, I'm wasting effort. I'm leaking my own energy in a direction that is a dead end. It's like a leak on a tire. Being able to pivot, regroup, refocus, and not cling to the plan that we had all created, that I had worked so hard to create. It wasn't just me, it was the whole team. And it breaks. I have to be able to let it go quickly and move forward as fast as possible, because that's where we're going now. And it can be difficult. It can be like, oh, but we were going to. As the leader of the project, as the project manager, the leader of the project, I have to let it go quickly, because everybody has to go through that regrouping too. And I have to communicate to everybody, oh, it turns out we're not going to do that. And everyone has to go and ask the questions, come through it. And if I can't go sit there and go, yeah, we had a great plan, let's go have a beer about it, because that's a waste of time. I have to quickly get everybody into being excited about the new thing.
Mm-hmm.
This is a very common event in projects. and it's
So,
best for me
mhm.
to let it go.
So it's almost like you have to like constantly be the cheerleader. Like, so even if when things fail and you have to regroup and start over, you just need to be just as excited for the regroup start over as you do for the kickoff.
Yeah, a cheerleader is one way of putting at it. Yeah, of putting it. Yes, but also like, okay, troops, we're going this way. But they're like, but we were looking forward to that. And like, we got to go this way.
Yeah.
And don't spend time on what is never going to be.
Mm.
It's like we already got into that, bringing everybody together. Cheerleader, one thing, yes, but also like Patton striding in front of the American flag. We're going to go on the beaches. We're going to conquer. So,
We will fight them on the land,
right.
in the air.
Okay, forget the land, the air.
Go ahead, James.
What I'm hearing, one is, the famous quote by Mike Tyson: "Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth." But really, what I'm kind of hearing is kind of like the whole notion when us as leaders, and PM, you're a leader, you don't need a title, is the whole bus situation and making sure that the people who are getting on the bus understand the broader vision. So, for example, if I'm sitting here and saying, "Hey, we're going to charter a bus and go to Philadelphia," and you get on that bus because you want to go to Philadelphia, and halfway through, you know what? Sorry, we're going to Miami. You're gonna make you're not there to go to Miami. But if I say, "Hey, we're going to charter a bus to meet this goal, a wild adventure," if we go to Philadelphia, we go to Miami, wherever, you're there for that adventure. Same with a project. At PM, if I'm hearing correct with Murphy, is like, okay, we could say the goal is to storm the beach of Normandy, or is the goal to defeat the Germans? Doesn't matter how we do it, the goal. So it's actually defining that goal in the term that no matter what path you take, you still get to the same goal. In AV, let's bring it down to AV. The goal is to have a functional conference room. Cool. Maybe the plan was to throw in a 55-inch display, microphones, control system, and then like you said, the snow by May. Well, snow happens, things get delayed, tariffs happen, all that stuff, and you push back. If the goal was to have it done by May, yeah, you're missing that goal. People might be like, this is how do you say? Or was the goal to have a functional conference room that the user benefit from? And that's a goal, and you achieve it, cool. Now, yes, we have to have deadlines. I mean, especially us higher ed folks, we know classes start when classes start. So yes, deadlines are important, but they shouldn't be the primary goal. They should be part of it.
I love that, James.
I was gonna say that, yeah. It's funny, and I could I could do an MBA tie in here. That's actually we talked about this last week in my MBA class, and that it's about that focus of where your company is going. Nike isn't just making great shoes; they're developing athletic products that are and they leave themselves open to that innovation, to that that next level of whatever the design is. There are companies that have, the guy we had watched a TEDx talk about, and he was saying that, when you take ice harvesters for instance, when you first started harvesting ice, you have to wait for cold, and you got to be in the right area, and you have to take it at the right time. But like that was what you did. You were an ice harvester, and then people innovated and made the next thing, which was like they would make ice and then deliver it to people. But like the people that were the ice harvesters never made it to the ice production level, so successful people look at it in the broader span of, okay, we want to make sure ice is for everybody. How do we get there? So yeah.
Right, right. And be able to look from just the immediate goal to the broader goal.
Mhm.
Yes.
And a prime example, like going back to the MBA thing that Tim talked about, like I learned in um, MBA classes that I was taking. Um, Look at Apple and Dell. Both, let's say, computer technology company. Dell came out as a computer company. Apple came out as a technology company, actually a company that disrupts the modern whatever, go against the flow type deal. That allows Apple to pivot. Dell tried to make mobile computers, Palm Pilots and stuff. No one bought them really because they didn't see
I
Dell
remember that.
as that part of their business. They saw them as desktop computers and laptop computers, not in the mobile. So they actually did it hurt them because of their goal was so narrow focus. And yes, Tim, Nike is a great example of that.
Yeah, and I was trying to find the TED talk. I have to go back to the slides to find out who it was. I'm drawing a blank. Oh, Murphy was going to make a reference to her book. It looked like.
One of the things I mention in creating the agenda, every time a meeting happens, I say begin the agenda with a quick statement of what the project is about to remind everybody. One reason is so we don't get distracted in the very next task, but think this is what we're trying to do. The example in the book is we're going to install 5 rooms at Boston, the Boston office for Acme. So like, oh, okay. Um, and then also sometimes things change. We could go, oh, turns out Acme decided to have 6 rooms, or Acme decided to cut one, and then we would need to know and change and remind everybody. The other reason too is because I certainly have experienced this. Meetings can happen back to back to back to back, and I forget which one I'm talking about. Like I just finished one that was like, and you turn to the meeting, you're like, wait, why are we here again? So, like, and the project manager can get up and say, "Hi, everybody, we're here to meet to talk about the 5 rooms we're putting in Acme for Boston, for Acme at Boston," and people go, "Oh yeah, okay," and then they can, but yeah, so having that reminder of what we're really doing and to change it and update that reminder when things change can be really helpful. And don't hang on to what is now gone. Goodbye, deadline. Goodbye. Nice to know you.
I had I remember back when I was working for the school newspaper at NJIT, the Vector, because we're a bunch of engineers with magnitude and direction. That was our tagline.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things, like you get little printouts and stuff like that. People have posted on the wall over the years. My favorite one was, "I love the sound, the whooshing sound of deadlines as they fly by." And it was like it was a picture of a comet. It was just like, yeah. Oh, there goes that deadline. Yeah.
Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah.
As it burns itself to ashes.
I was to say the Art of Innovation by Guy Kawasaki. It was a TEDx out of Berkeley. So it's 20 minutes, but it was a great top 10 list of how to be innovative, and so it was really cool. So I would go.
Okay.
I'm doing a name drop. I mean, it was from,
Yeah.
when was this video from? When did they post it? Oh, 12 years ago. It's so funny seeing that on YouTube. Let me just tell you, like, that doesn't process for me that YouTube has been around that long, that it should be 12 years.
Oh, that's what you were thinking.
That's
I was
what I
just
was
thinking. That just seems like something that was so old. You're like, oh wow, Guy Kawasaki, is he still alive?
Yeah, well, I mean, he probably is. Like, he looks pretty young. I think he said he was
Probably
50 in
eats
this
fish.
video, so he's in his early 60s. So, but it was just one of those, like, wait, 12 years. I'm like, YouTube. I'm like, wait, what? Like, but yeah. I mean, YouTube is probably 25 years old, if not older.
Oh,
I think James is looking.
here we go. Now, while he's
Yep,
looking,
gotta look.
Yeah.
I am working on my personal challenge in my musical interests to post 100 songs, to learn and sing and play 100 songs. I'm posting them to Instagram at the moment. And so I'm up to 78.
Oh, great.
Right. So I started that last May. Anyway, I'm thinking I need to make sure to play modern songs. And I'm like, definitively by modern, I mean something from this century, which still is 25 years old. So I'm like, but all the good ones, they're so much older.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, I got to try for some songs that are new.
Yeah. The ones I see all those TikTok, songs that are turning 30 in 2026 or whatever it is. And I'm like, oh my God. Like I think about some of those and it's like, I mean, they're great songs. Don't get me wrong. Like I am 100% 90s, early 2000 kid. Like that's, me. But yeah, like it's a little weird seeing that sort of stuff. And yeah, James, you found the date for YouTube?
2005.
So they are 21 years old. They're legally able to drink now.
Wow.
Yeah.
So cheers to YouTube. So yeah.
Lunch.
Exactly. Yeah, no adult beverage for me tonight.
Well, it's tea, but still it's lunch.
So, well, thank you for that, Murphy. That was a great one. Definitely.
Yep.
And that's stuck. Yeah, we're about to get into full project management mode for Rutgers because now it is now March by the time you all are hearing this episode. So it is now officially time to, if you haven't done so already, to get your summer planning underway, folks. So hopefully you've all your budgets have been passed and you have had no cuts to your budget and you are able to do whatever you're looking to do this summer. So I know our manufacturer partners would be very happy to hear from you, to hear that, hey, by the way, I need, 30 X units to get out in the field. So
there's a lot of action happening.
That is very true. And I know like Renee and Nancy are both out there. I'm sure they're killing it right now, but I know they're out there. They've got their dinners and they've got their events and trade shows and
supporting their customers with I know they're great at what they do. They've got some really good products. In fact, it's because of Renee posting that I found out there's a Sony show in San Diego next week. And I have decided to go check it out. There's a lot of new information. I think there's some changes in Sony. There's a big deal change that they're handling their displays a bit differently. So I'm curious what's going to happen. Check out what they got, what displays they have, how they feel different. I'll report back after I check it out.
Yeah, that'd be great to get your perspective on like how it is, like, so that'd be cool. It'd be cool to hear from you on that. And I'm sure the folks from Sony would be excited to hear what your thoughts are too.
Well, sure. As long as they are the quality that we expect, of course.
There you go. That's always the question. It's like, especially when you're switching vendors, like there's a lot of, questions about like, switching vendors. If you're, not happy with one manufacturer, like I know some of us have had experience with in the past, and making that transition or how you deal with that. So that's a whole topic in and of itself.
And I can just say, it's a shame to have to do what I just described, and for the vendors, they are sad when we go, well, that's not going to work next. But if that happens, it's not for no reason.
So let me tie this into the PM, if I may.
Please.
Because look at why you're making those changes. So if your change is to provide a better solution, product, whatever, for your end users. Cool. Because then you can pivot, like if, the merger or the changing the brands or how you're doing things are the goal is to provide a better experience for your users. And you notice, oh, wait, going to this factory or going to this chip didn't help. Let's pivot. Great. But if your goal is to cut costs and we need to save money and we're going to this chip, what's sacrifice? And, you can see when companies really think about their users' experience and they put a lot of time into it. We work in tech. Tim and I have jobs because tech fails. Let's say a display is a display. And I'm, like I said, I like Sony. I like all the displays out there. A display is a display. If I have a problem as a user, I need to be able to confidently pick up the phone and call and get help. And if they're not there to help me, that's going to hurt them. I've been following what Sony's talking about. I'm not saying they will go bad. I'm not saying it's going to go great.
Mhm.
Time will tell.
Yeah.
I have a feeling it's going to be on the better side of things. Because in my trust with Sony and my own personal experience with how Sony has gone. So I am actually a little less concerned with the news that they announced compared to some other brands that was clearly a bad move.
Yeah. Oh no,
Okay.
I know what you're referring to, James, and yes, I agree. I think this is going to be beneficial to them. And it's funny because we had a conversation, and I'm not gonna say any names, not gonna say company names or people's, but
Draw your own
a point
conclusion.
a point of contention that was brought up was about certain manufacturers that have us as the the installer or the supporter of these AV equipment, that they don't consider us to be of that technical level, and they send us through consumer grade technical support, and that is not giving us the confidence to
It's not
continue
being
with
a
your
good partner.
product. No, you're there not being a good partner, and then in which case there's the possibility that people would be considering leaving said product for another one that would appreciate us as the partner that we truly are. So, and that's something we've discussed many times over here, that the manufacturers that are successful listen to those of us in higher ed and those of us that have the technical support or technical knowledge, to not have us be treated like just some customer that doesn't know anything.
So what James brings up, he said he wants to tie it into the PM. That's a really important thing because James is basically speaking from the voice of the engineer,
Mm-hmm.
the voice of the designer. Not just the voice of the designer, because there's another really important part of it. The designer is one thing, but also the point of operational robustness. That's not the quite the right word to say, but it's got to work, and it's got to work reliably, and we got to be able to rely on it or fix it quick. And those are very important aspects when putting a piece of equipment in our environments.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you put in a piece of crap and walk away, my goodness, that is not a partner you ever want to use again.
Yeah, that's a very true statement.
Yeah, I agree. And also, I'm gonna even go higher level and say this is part leadership tie into with the PM, because leaderships really make or break that experience. Is their company providing the service that they need? Two prime examples, and then unfortunately I have to jet is, I know I have talked about this before on other podcasts if you listen, is Simon Sinek. He talks about this coffee shop worker named Noah. I don't know if anyone have heard it. If you heard me talk about it, you probably heard it. What's really cool about it, and this is talking about how leaders can, do that, was, if you know Simon Sinek, he's a leadership coach and all that
Oh,
stuff.
right.
He was
Tell me
actually, yeah, He was at the Four Seasons in Vegas, and he went down to the coffee shop there, and he sits down and he's getting his coffee. Simon, being who he is, he asks the person whose name is known, go, "Hey, how you like your job?" And without missing a beat, no replies, "I love my job." And this piqued Simon Sidak.
Wow.
Cool. He's like, what is the Four Seasons doing to make you provide an answer like that? And Noah responded and goes, the managers, not just my managers, but other managers, when they're walking by, they always check in and ask how they can help. He's like, I feel value. I feel great. All that stuff. He's like, I also work at a coffee shop at another casino down the road. There, the managers try to catch you doing something wrong. There, I keep my head down and try not to get yelled at. He's like, so Simon is like, same person, different experience.
Wow.
So that, like I said, the leaders are what really drives that outcome, that, you know, setting that goal for the company. And also, I just did a little post about this on LinkedIn yesterday or the day before, is being consistent, and the small details matter. And I know as a leader, I have failed that with my team. We have built that up and we have fixed that, and we're working on getting better. But the last 2 days, I was actually on the customer side of bad consistency. I had car problems. Basically, I needed new tires for my car. Went to the shop. The tires are under warranty. The tech was like, oh, we don't have this model in stock. He's like, we're getting our shipment tomorrow, next day. He's like, but other shops in town might have that brand. He's like, I will try to call around, but if we get busy, I can't do it. So I'm waiting. I finally get called up to the counter. Hey, your car's ready to be picked up. So, and they're saying because of the warranty that it had to be the same model tires. So I go up to the clerk. I'm like, all right. So was they able to find tires at the shop or not able to call? And they're like, no. All I got was the answer no, like clear. I'm like, all right. So I guess I'll have to wait for the shipment to come in tomorrow. And the person at the counter was like, our shipments come in on Thursday. So this was Tuesday. The lead tech told me shipment comes in Wednesday. I'm like, okay. Now this counter person's telling me shipment comes in Thursday. Cool. I took a whole day off on Tuesday to get my tires taken care of because I'm calling around trying to find them. Everyone's giving me the runaround. Then Wednesday, I was like, look, they're getting their ship. The guy told me they're getting the shipment on Wednesday. Cool. I'll schedule my appointment for Wednesday afternoon. Took a half day. Show up to the shop, whole different guy. Tell him what's going on. And he's like, huh, our shipments come on Tuesday. I don't know why we don't have this brand. So 3 employees so far have told me different shipment dates. Then he's doing some more digging. He's like, oh, these tires are online only. You have to buy them online, get them shipped here. I'm like,
okay.
I was like, look, I'm like, what is the best option here? I was like, I have the warranty. They're covered. Like, what's my best option? He's like, well, if you are okay with going different brand, we got other brands. I'm like, oh, I was told it had to be the same model. He's like, no, the warranty just prorates, takes a discount off the tires. I'm like, cool. Give me your other tires. Get my car into a safe working process. As that's going on, again,
I wouldn't be trusting these people at all.
Yeah, and then I get told by another tech. He's like, "Well, these tires aren't right, and we get a shipment tomorrow." And he's like, "I'm like, wait, now you're telling me like 4 different people told me 4 different shipment dates." I'm like, that is not being consistent, and that's a failure in the leader. That's not being that clear consistency. And then, tying that to, the goals is how can you, the goal should be providing the customer with proper information, not just information. So you have to structure that goal. How do we provide that correct information to our user? and you build a knowledge base, you build all that stuff, like I said, I filled early on in my leadership career, and I'm working on addressing that. But yeah, it could definitely be frustrating when you're a customer, and
Mhm.
also employees, because you're not.
Yeah, the employees probably haven't been given good information either. I
Right.
I suspect they're not
I don't blame the
lying.
employees. No, I don't blame the employees. I blame the leadership.
Agreed. That's because that's just failure to communicate proper information to your employees. Because somewhere there's a breakdown in training or in information exchange or something. And that's on leadership.
Yeah.
So, like, one of the things I've done, how I address this as a leader, is because I don't know we're all humans. We tell things and they're interpreted differently, and you might forget a little detail here and there. So I actually created a knowledge base, and I go, this is a source of truth. And I tell my team, this is where you go for how to set up this or do this. I go, if you have a question, if someone tells you different, you refer back to the source of truth. I go, even if I tell you something different, call me out and say, well, the document says this, you're saying this, what is true? Because you know what? I could be wrong. I am human. Or the document could be outdated and I just haven't updated it yet. Cool. I need to do that. But yes, the document is the source of truth.
There you go.
Now that, I went a little crazy here. I need to bounce. Everyone have a good night.
We appreciate that. Was a great finish for you, James.
Thanks.
We'll see you next time.
Yeah.
It's good to see you.
Good seeing you, everyone.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was James wrapped that up perfectly. That was awesome. So I'm glad. I'm always happy when he's on.
Yeah, he's been a busy guy. We miss having him. I miss having him.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, all right. Well, actually, that's probably a good place for us to start wrapping up anyhow, Murphy. I think
we've gone on quite a while. This has been
we
a fun
did.
one.
This is a great. Yeah, it's a great episode. So as much as and I know I've said this, I think that it's nice when we have like the big group here with all the opinions and stuff like that. It's like when it's just like you and me and or like you, me, James, or like 2 or 3 of us here, like these little conversations just kind of happen, and they're all so valuable. So I appreciate them.
We don't have a same. Okay, let me tell you one little thing too that just happened. On Tuesday, I took the Lean Six Sigma Green Belt test.
Yes, I saw you posted that on LinkedIn.
It was hard. I did not allow enough time, so I totally crammed on Monday. First, I was going to reschedule, but they're like, it'll be $50 to reschedule. I'm like, or I could fail for free and retake it for free. But then if I was going to take it, I'm like, then I have to really cram. So I crammed. And while I was cramming, they had the course that I used. I used Learning Tree, which was a decent course. As I took the class, I'm like, oh, everything they showed me is exactly what I needed to know to pass this test. However, the videos that they had didn't say which topic they were talking about. It was like, dude, and I'm like, I don't think he was AI because he tripped over some of the pronunciation of the words just enough for me to go, I don't think this is AI. But he was so vanilla that I couldn't tell. I was like, did I watch this already? So I'm like, and when they were like, give us your tell us what you think of this. I'm like, hey, put something behind the guy, because it was just like a white field behind him. I'm like, what are we talking about? Are we talking about the D or the the define or the measurement or the whatever? Because he's like saying a lot, the tone, and his outfit was exactly the same. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm talking about. So it's funny.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's funny how much like presentation matters, like in trainings like that. Because I had somebody on the reverse side, and this was Miss Excel, who you may have heard from like Instagram and stuff like that, and she does like online trainings like for Excel.
Okay.
First off, but she also, we're working with her on one for Rutgers regarding AI, and she has a very bubbly, energetic personality. And it's great because she's so enthusiastic about the topic. Now, personally, and obviously this is just my opinion, Like everyone like loves her program. She does a great job. I
Mhm.
can only take it in small doses.
Oh.
So, which I guess in a way is good for because like
Mhm.
I'm not trying to ingest all this, nor should I probably be trying to ingest all this AI content in one seating. But yeah, I have to break her up because it's like I want to match her
You're
energy.
spicy.
I want to match that energy, and I can't do it like for
Mhm.
extended periods of time like that. So.
Well,
Yeah, so
yeah.
it's interesting. So, and I said that as part of our feedback about regarding like the program, and I was like, it's like the content is great, everything. So that's I don't want to make it sound like I think it was bad. It wasn't bad. It's just it's not for me, as like that presentation style.
Mhm.
It was a bit too much for me.
Yeah, this guy, I'm like, did I hear this before?
Mm.
Did I totally skip this chapter, this video? It was this, I couldn't remember. I'm like, you look exactly the same. Did I dream this?
I will give her. She does change her virtual background
Okay.
depending on the topic. So yeah, you at least she does that, like where that you've moved on to the next section. So
Anyway.
yeah, the blurred lines like that, that's weird. And that I feel like for me too, that helps because then I know that I've moved on to another topic. Like I know, like my brain visually can help section off and create those chapters. So I think it's important. I think you're right, Murphy. Right?
Yeah. It's tough to learn stuff sometimes. I was just
Yeah.
cramming so hard. I don't normally cram like that. Normally, I like to really be solid, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
You got out of your comfort
got
zone.
it.
And you got out of your comfort zone. You did it.
I did it. I
And
did
you
it.
got
Now
it. Yeah.
I'm Sigmund.
Sigmund. Excuse me.
Bless you.
So, thank you. All right. Well, there you go. You learned something new. You got a new certification. So congratulations for that. And yeah. All right, folks. Well, we'll be back next week. As we kind of lean into March and into spring break and all that fun stuff. There will be probably 1 or 2 weeks that we won't have episodes. So just warning y'all that, later this month it might get a little quiet, but we'll be back in force in April. So it may be, yeah, it's going to be I'm missing 2 Thursdays. So, and I have my midterm coming up next
Ooh.
in like 2 weeks for my organizational behavior class. So yeah.
So you should behave in an organized fashion.
Yes, exactly. And study
That too.
and not cram.
Mhm.
If I have to, I will, but I don't plan. I plan on going over. I have my syllabus here. I've got my printouts for my
Colors.
slides.
Okay.
Oh yeah, she's all about colors and it's great. I'm here for it. Like the readings are in yellow, the case studies are in teal. If there's a self-assessment you need to do, it's in pink, or
Okay.
I guess that's really more like fuchsia, I guess. But yeah.
Good
I
luck.
don't know.
I should let
Thank
you go then.
Yeah. So all right, folks. Well, thank you, Murphy. Appreciate all your guidance and your thoughtfulness and everything you bring to us. And
Thank you, Tim.
another great PM minute this week. Glad to have that back. And to all of our listeners, thank you for chiming in. Glad to have you all here along with us for this ride. And as always, until our next adventure.